Graffiti itself as a whole has a culture. Actually helps us to connect with many people across the world as well. So when we travel, we meet other writers. It's like a family every time you travel. When you meet up with these guys, we share a common love for painting on walls. Yeah, so it's pretty universal. When we talk about graffiti in its purest form, I think people still have a stigma about it. Of course, they don't understand what it's all about. There's style to it, there's technique to it. I'm FREAKYFIR.
I am ANACATHIE.
And we are Studio Moonchild. We both met each other in school.
To learn concept art.
She was in another company, I was in another company doing character art for mobile games. We started Studio Moonchild as a way to collaborate and work on a different medium.
Our style is mostly inspired by manga and anime art.
The cool thing about anime and manga is it's quite universal. Her being in Indonesia and I'm being in Singapore, you get anime programs that are dubbed in local languages. But when we come together and when we draw, there is a common understanding. It gels into something quite seamless. Most clients say our work is quite seamless. They can't tell who's doing which part.
Japan has a lot of kawaii, like cute stuff, Harajuku stuff, like very colorful and big eyes, sparkly. I love all those like Japanese influence, all the Lolita, Decora. I try to merge both of them.
The cute aspect is all her, not me.
Inspires me so much. So whenever I draw, like when I want to put a lot of colors and a lot of items and details, I always refer to that, like a lot of Japanese influence and inspirations from Harajuku stuff, sweet and kawaii.
My favorite was X-Men, hands down. Followed all the artists. There were a lot of Asian American artists. Jim Lee, who did a lot of Marvel work back then. Now he's in DC obviously, but he inspired me growing up. To see an Asian representation also, doing Marvel comics was a big thing for us in Asia. Graffiti itself as a whole has a culture. It's like a family every time you travel. We share a common love for painting on walls. Yeah, so it's pretty universal. After looking through the kind of content that you guys do, with a lot of vehicles and futuristic science fiction elements, we went to this comic panel approach. As a comic, easily understood that that's a storytelling medium with the grids and the panels. It was our first time also attempting to do something like this, a bit more graphically challenging, trying to arrange them, especially with the panels being diagonal instead of like straight up. A large part of this mural has retro future themes, throwback to sci-fi comics and manga. Once you look at the mural, you'll see all these little pieces that represent certain things. Graffiti has this element of speed. The nature of graffiti itself on the streets, not exactly legal. So when we picked it up, one of the key things was the speed of the painting. It can be done really quickly. So other mediums took a lot more time. The first thing is her character.
This character is based on a series of base girls characters that I always do from my previous mural.
Of course, there's a rose there.
There is a rose to like represent like Pasadena.
You know, it's just an ode to Pasadena, I guess. The center portion here is made up of all the space elements, things like JPL here. Further down in LA, downtown LA, there's a Griffith Observatory. So there's a big space history in California itself. Wanted to put in all these elements, and for fun, I think she designed.
I just draw something because it's too serious, so I put my original characters here, like a taco in a spacesuit. It's a robot taco.
One of the coolest choices was having a 86 there, a Truno. It was really fun to draw as well. I always draw robots. So apart from monsters, I draw a lot of robots. in my free time and also on the wall. So I definitely had to leave like a Gundam tat or mecha here.
Throw in and some Easter egg, so some Disney because we are here in California.
So you'll see a mouse there with a
with a Disney suit.
Mickey
Yes.
shaped suit. One of the favorites that you did was the
Astro Boy inspired. It's part of the pop culture.
It's fun to leave something of ours on this wall as well. It's really special that somebody else recognized the efforts that we put into the work. But it was rewarding because the presentation of the whole thing reads better. It doesn't clutter the room as much as some of our other murals without the negative space. So it might be something we might want to do in the future to incorporate in our artwork. Maybe like different styles of panels. It might be an evolution to our style moving forward.
It drives me to want to get better at the medium. Just gives a different experience.
Very, very different from digital artwork.
Get to go out, try different size of wall, and get satisfaction when we finish a piece.
And of course, leaving a mark on places now worldwide. I guess there's a lot of food options at night. That's what we found out.
Yes.
I like Chick-fil-A. It's just addictive. Yesterday we tried In-N-Out, the wild style fries, animal style fries. Yeah. Apparently you can get the burger as well in animal style. I don't know how that would look like. I was too afraid to try, honestly.